Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Ben Summers from Morris Hillman Productions, and today we'll be taking a look at the oldest building in Sydney's CBD. If you'd like to find out about future videos, please watch to the end for more details. In convict-era New South Wales, shipping was an even more important part of the state's transport industry than today, as it was one of the only ways of transporting people and freight. Naturally, these vessels required inspection, and this job fell to the inspector of government boats. Located at Circular Quay, Cadmans Cottage was designed by architect Francis Greenway. Its first resident was Barnard Williams, who held the position of Inspector of Government Boats for 15 years, from 1807 to 1822, when he was replaced by David Smith. Smith himself was replaced by John Weiss for 3 years, before John Cadman, final holder of the role, was appointed. Cadman had an interesting backstory. Born in Britain in 1772, he started his working life as a publican. His path took a dramatic turn when, in 1797, he was convicted in the Worcester Assizes for stealing a chestnut gelding, an act which came with the death penalty, though this was subsequently commuted to transportation in his case. Arriving on the Barwell on May 18, 1798, he obtained a job as a labourer in Castle Hill. By 1816, he had been granted a conditional pardon, followed subsequently in 1821 by a full pardon. Later that year, he became the master of the government cutter Mars, which sailed the treacherous route between Sydney and Newcastle. In 1826, while sailing between Newcastle and Port Stephens, his vessel was shipwrecked. At about this time, new rules were introduced requiring the captains of vessels to maintain a log, a task Cadman couldn't perform as he was illiterate, so he petitioned the government for another job, and this came through his appointment to the role of Inspector of Government Boats, replacing John Weiss, who left to pursue a career as a missionary in the Pacific Islands. Cadman held this role for 18 years, from 1826 until 1845, when he retired. He and his wife had bought out a lease on the Steam Packet Hotel in 1843, and they began converting it into an inn. Cadman died in Parramatta on November 12, 1848, at the age of 76. His wife outlived him by 12 years, dying in 1860, and during her remaining years also became involved in business. Following the retirement of Cadman and the abolition of his position by Governor Sir George Gipps, the cottage, which now bears his name, was put to a variety of uses, ranging from the headquarters of the Water Police until passage of the Police Regulation Act in 1862 and the Sydney Sailors' Home Trust from 1864 to the 1930s. An interesting side note is the original plans for the Sailors' Home were much grander and required a demolition of the cottage, though funds for this could not be raised. None of this was able to stall the cottage's fall into dereliction and vacancy, which had occurred by the 1950s. In the 1970s, fortune would smile upon the then 154-year-old cottage when it, along with much of the rocks, was placed under the control of the Sydney Harbour Foreshore Authority following resumption of the area by the state government. Gazetted under the National Parks and Wildlife Act in 1972, a complete rebuild and restoration of this historic building was carried out. Today, Cadman's Cottage provides a vital link to to the colonial days of New South Wales and Australia. Thanks for watching. I do have some more videos in the pipeline, including one about New South Wales surviving silent movie theatres. I have begun work on this video, which will be released later this year.